Hi guys, and happy Saturday. Today is November 27th, and I'm going to get on real quick just because I'm using up more scraps in my craft room. As you know, the July to December catalog will soon be leaving us, and there's a few papers in there that are retiring that I want to make a few cards out of. And whereas last week I showed you a stripped card like this week I'm just going to show you a simple straight up, straight down that you can add a greeting this way, or if it's non-directional you can add a greeting this way. Okay, so what I'm going to be using today is I'm going to be using the Whimsy and Wonder specialty paper that didn't get carried over. I'm very, very sad about that. But what are you going to do? Okay, so on this one, I'm actually going to cut, and I'm using the Imperial markings because I think they make better strip dimensions. So I'm going to cut 4 at 1 centimeter. Oh my goodness, all right. It's getting used to that new marker. And then I'm going to do at 2 centimeters. Okay, so for this one, there's 4 each of the 1 centimeter strips and the 2 centimeter strips. Did I cut a 4th one? Maybe I didn't. Did it slip under here? No. All right. Let me cut one more. Oh, it's right there on my... Must have a little bit of sticky on there. Okay. So on these, you could have them... I like to line up, figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it like this. And I think that looks good. I don't... And I might have to cut one more 1 centimeter strips. All right, so then for my Whimsy and Wonder specialty, I think I'm going to be using for these the Polished Pink and the Blushing Bride, and I'll use Mossy Meadow as my divider since there's some Mossy Meadow in there. So let me run over and grab the Polished Pink and the Blushing Bride. Polished Pink. Blushing Bride. I don't use Blushing Bride a lot. Not that I don't like the color, it's just, I don't know. I like pinks, but I don't know that I like that light of a pink. So I think, let's see, maybe I'll do a little bit different this time. No, I'm just going to do the one. So I am going to go ahead, cut this at 5 1/2, score at 4 1/4, just for your regular size cards. And then I always line it up in my corner here, even though I have that fold mark, just to make sure that it's even. All right. So what I'm going to do is, and what I use, you can use any spacer you want. You can use a piece of wire. You can use a piece of yarn. Sometimes I use, this is from a Chinese box, from the takeout box. Sometimes I use that to keep the spacing. Sometimes I use my letter opener. Sometimes I use a piece of yarn. Or you can use a real thin piece of cardstock, just so it stays even. And of course I'm going to use multi-purpose glue. And I'm going to do just a little bit on the ends. This one I am going to go straight up to the top though. That's why on this I actually use the multi-purpose glue. It gives me a little chance to kind of, you know, move it around. Okay, so now on this, I'm going to go ahead, put it on the opposite side. And I just line that up against the edge of that. Oh, try not to get glue all over the card, but you know, it pills up and you can move it around. So I'm going to go ahead and push that right up to there. Let me go ahead, take this strip. My hands are already goopy from the glue. And see how, all right, so that one has, I want to bring green over this way now. All right. Yeah, you could use a knife, you could use, you know, anything, well, not a sharp knife, use like a table knife. But yeah, you could use whatever you wanted to. Like I said, I've used string in the past or yarn. That works, but sometimes it gets gummy. You can't reuse it a lot. Oh, good thing that this is almost the end of November, so I can change this cover sheet, my stamping pad, stamping mat. All right, so now I'm going to bring more green to the center. Hey, I actually didn't drop it that time. What do you know? Get it up to the edge before that glue takes hold. Oh, I don't think I moved it after. Let me move it a little bit that way. I moved it a little bit. I know you saw it. All right. This is the one that 2 weeks ago I said was almost ready to go. And I managed to keep it on this much longer. All right. And like I said, I'm going to have to cut one more piece of that at 1 centimeter. So I'm going to do that off the side here instead of bringing my cutter back in, because you guys all know how to cut a strip of paper. And yes, with this measurements, you don't get it right at the edge. You do have a little bit left there, but that doesn't bother me. So there you are. Let's see. Let's take my, where did I put? Oh, over here. Mossy Meadow, which is one of those coordinating colors. Again, I'll take about, I'm going to go less than that. I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch. Don't know if you can see if I'm off screen or not. So 1/4 of an inch, and then we're going to cut that at 5.5. And you can butt it right up to there. I like going a little bit over the edge, just so if something is crooked, it straightens it out. And there you go. Look how beautiful that is. Now this, since it's directional, you could go either way. You could have a greeting card across here, put some jewels up here. You could have a long greeting here, put jewels here. So that is using the 1 centimeter and the 2 centimeter strips. This one is using just, I believe it's the 1/4. Let me see. Oh, 3/4. 3/4 of an inch strips. And then you're going to have a little half one there. Again, not a big deal. Great way to use up some of your scraps. They don't have to all be even and uniform like this, but you can use your scraps. You can cut them out yourself. And you could have different, you know, varieties, like with the strips cards. None of them are the exact same width. All right, thanks guys, and have a great weekend.